Getting fired was the best thing that happened to me. But back then, it felt like my whole world had ended. I remember exactly what I was wearing, the exact words that they used to let me go, exactly who I called as soon as I heard the news, exactly what they told me. I remember everything like it was yesterday. The only thing that I was able to think of in that moment, it was, okay, what now? For those of you who don't know me, my name's Nicoletta, and I used to work in the hotel industry as a hotel manager. And I worked my way up. I started in the hotel industry at a very young age, and it's the thing where they say that you climb the ladder, and that's exactly what I did. I thought that that job was my forever plan. It was my security blanket, but I was so wrong. And then all of a sudden, in a single conversation, boom, I was fired. No warning, no 2 weeks, whatever, no nothing. And no plan B. Just me, my bills, and had to face my parents again. So let's talk a little bit about the moment that happened and the day that it happened. It was back in November of 2023. And I remember it was a regular day at work. I had went in, I had checked on my team. We were gonna start our day, whatever. And then at some point I get a message because I was on the floors, I was supervising rooms. I was checking them. And then I remember I get a message from one of my managers, and it says, one of the directors, and it says, come see me downstairs. I think we're gonna have to go to the HR office. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. So I went downstairs. Now, mind you, there was kind of like an investigation that it was going on for a certain thing, whatever. So the first thing that came into my mind, as soon as my director said that, come downstairs, let's meet and go to the HR, I was like, I already, when you know what's about to happen, but you just don't want to accept it. It's like, okay, I know, I'm aware, but there's no way. There's no way, because it was like, I've never gotten fired in my life before. There's no way this can happen to me. There's no way. It must be something else, or it must be a mistake. Or so they start asking me, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Yada, yada, yada. There was an investigation about this person and that person. I tried to cover up for somebody else too at that time, because call it human instinct, call it whatever you want. It's just that I didn't want anybody to lose their job, right? So I had tried to cover up for the other person as well, but I can't lie. Like, that on my face, you're gonna see it. I cannot lie. So then at some point they told me, okay, we're gonna let you know. I was like, okay. So, but they're like, do not go up on the floors, just stay in an office. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I go into my office back then, and I remember my director coming and talking to me and looking at me, and she goes to me, they're gonna let you go, you're fired. And she started crying, because we had a good relationship, it's not that we had a very good relationship back then. And I remember I didn't say anything. I just froze. I just stand there. They gave me a paper to sign it. I signed it. I left from their office. I went back to mine. And then I remember calling up my best friend, and I couldn't say a word because I was crying so much. I just realized that I started panicking, and I realized it wasn't just the paycheck that I lost. And mind you, I have built my whole identity around that job. And I had a conversation with my best friend a couple of days ago. And she goes to me, I remember that when you used to work for that hotel chain, it was a very popular hotel chain all around the world. And she goes to me, I remember when you used to work there, all that you would do is you would only talk about that. You would only talk about that place, about the people there, about the managers, whatever the case must have been. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so right. But I was so blinded of the whole situation and the whole thing that's all I knew. In my head, I thought, okay, maybe, if I don't like it, here, then I'm gonna pick up another city that they have the same chain and whatever the case might be, and I'm just gonna move around the world because that's what I thought I wanted. Let's talk a little bit about the aftermath, and I'm gonna tell you exactly where I'm heading with this and why I'm sharing this story with you today. So, I remember I opened up my door in my house. I used to live back then with my dad and his life partner. And I remember I opened up the door and I told them, I said, listen, I got fired. And I started crying and bawling my eyes out. And they're like, it's okay, we're gonna support you. So I gave myself a couple of days. And then clearly what you do, you start looking for another job. I think 2 months after I got fired, it was the moment where I had started to see the online world. I started to realize that, oh wow, like look at all these girls online and look at what everybody's doing and look at that girl buying this and that girl buying that. There's no way they do that through a job. So my subconscious mind was already in the mindset of there's gotta be more. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you have a feeling of that you're missing something in your life, but you don't know what it is, that's exactly how I was feeling. I was young, I was making okay money, nothing crazy. I was making good money for my age, And I remember thinking that this can't be it, whatever. So I let that in the back of my head. I kept on trying and applying in different jobs, similar positions, to see what could work. I was very embarrassed. I was very in a low moment in my life. So all that I could think of is what could people think? Back then, all that I care about is other people's opinion. What are they going to think about me? Are they going to think I'm good enough? Oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me. I've never gotten fired before in my life. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to look for a job desperately and to feel just for the feeling of security, right? Fast forward 2-3 months, I got a new job. I got a new job as a front desk night manager at another hotel. And the only reason why I chose an overnight position, as they call them, the graveyard shifts, I'm not there anymore, by the way. It was the reason why I said, you know what, in the middle of the day, I want to work on my dreams. I want to work on me. I want to work on becoming the girl that everybody praises online. I want to build something. I don't know what it is. I want to build a team. I want to start making money online. I want to, whatever it is, I just want to do that. I am a big believer of mentorship. And I believe in mentors a lot because I feel like it's a shortcut in life. As soon as you get a mentor, as soon as you have a mentor, they're gonna tell you exactly what they did wrong for you not to do it. So I truly do believe that when you have that shortcut, they're gonna tell you the mistakes that they did for you not to do them. I had invested in mentorship. I got myself a mentor, which I still have until this day. And I remember getting introduced to a whole community of women who were exactly like me. They had the exact same mindset that they wanted more, they wanted to do this, they wanted to do that. And I remember the feeling of, oh my God, I'm not alone. Oh my God, it's not just me. There's so many more women that are in the same path as me, that they might still be working, but they want to do so much more, that they have this thing, but they're still trying to figure it out. I was in a very figuring it out my whole life type situation. I started discovering my skills. I started learning about money and how money works. I started to learn the psychology of money and the psychology around it. And I started creating multiple income streams. And when I saw my first money that was made online, I was like, oh my God, this is an actual thing. So imagine if I doubled down on what worked. Imagine where it could be in 2, 3, 4 years from now. Because I was somebody who used to think of the instant gratification, the now. But in reality, I started switching to the long-term gratification, to the 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5. You get it? So a lot of things changed. I'm gonna leave you with the 4 lessons that I learned through that journey. The whole journey of getting fired, the feeling so low, feeling embarrassed. Number 1, Your secure job is nothing but secure. It's only your skills that's gonna build your independence. Number two, your worth isn't tied to a title. What you create is. Number three, starting over is freedom in disguise because it can give you so many opportunities that you didn't even thought you needed. And number four, stop sabotaging your own success because what you think is bad right now, it's exactly what you prayed for. That day that I got fired, it felt like my whole world was collapsing. But little did I know that was my new beginning. I stopped living in someone else's dream and I started building my own. And if you're going through your own fired moment, maybe it's not a breakup with life. Maybe it's just your breakthrough, but you just gotta find out more about it. If you like that video, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.